Good morning. Welcome to
Math for Kids number 148.
Math for Kids number 148. Okay, today we're going to look at a very, very difficult geometry problem. First, really hard problem we've done. Really hard problem we've done. So we're going to go through this very slowly. So we have a square, and inside the square has side length of 8. And inside the square we draw 2 quarter circles. Here and here. And we are trying to find the area in between those 2 quarter circles. Whoa. Pretty tricky, okay? Why is this a tricky problem?
Well, because we only know the area of a few things.
Alright, we only know the area. What do we know the area of?
We know the area of a square.
A square.
A rectangle.
Rectangle.
A triangle.
A triangle.
And a circle.
And a circle. Okay? So far in our basic geometry, we've learned how to find the area of a square, a rectangle, a triangle, and a circle. This shape is
neither.
none of those things. Okay?
It's like a football shape.
It's like a flat. It's like a football that got run over by a bus. Splat.
2D football.
Okay? So we have to do something sneaky, because the book, our little pre-algebra book, wouldn't be asking you to do something that's impossible. Okay? So we have to turn this into a problem that we know how to do. Okay? And what's something that you can do to make this to help here? This is what makes this problem a little more difficult.
Well, you could cut it in half from here.
Okay, draw the line and just draw it. It's not going to show up.
This mug is bad.
Yeah. Okay, we're going to draw in this line. Here. Okay? Now, that line does a couple of nice things for us. What does this line do? We draw a line in.
Well, it cuts it up into two triangles.
Cuts what up into 2 triangles?
The square.
Okay, so our line makes 2 triangles and 2...
It also cuts what we're trying to figure out in half.
Okay, why does it cut that shape in half?
You're drawing it from this point to this point.
It just goes right down the middle of that shape. Okay? And the last thing that this line does that is really nice is what? What does that do that's really helpful to us in terms of finding half of the area here?
Because it's a quarter circle.
Okay, so now half of our area, is what? What do we notice about half of this area? This little shape here.
What's the triangle?
Yeah, what can you tell me about it?
That's a quarter circle.
Okay, so what is this area? How do we figure out our area?
We have to do the quarter circle minus the triangle.
Okay, so half of our area is a quarter circle minus a triangle. Okay, so a quarter of a circle is here. That's our shape. And how do we know that's a quarter of a circle when we draw this in like this? How do we know that's a quarter of a circle?
Because this is a right angle.
Right, because this is a right angle, because we're inside of a square. And then all we do from our quarter circle is erase this area. Right?
Yeah.
Okay? So now, and the area that we erase is a triangle. So the nice thing about this line is it cuts our shape in half, so all we have to do is figure out this top half and then multiply by 2, right, to get the area?
Yeah.
But even better, it cuts our shape into something that we know how to find the area of, a circle and a triangle. Okay? So what is the area of our quarter circle?
It's pi r squared, but pi r squared
What? The area of a quarter circle is what?
is pi r squared over 4.
Pi r squared over 4.
And the radius is 8.
Okay, so that becomes what?
It becomes pi times 8 squared.
8 squared over 4, which is 64 pi
Over 4.
over 4, which is,
Which is
what is 64 divided by 4?
64 over 4 is 16.
Right, so this is 16 pi. Very good. And the area of the triangle is what? What is our formula for the area of a triangle?
It's 1/2 base times height.
1/2 base times height,
Which is 1/2 of 64 because 8 times 8.
which is 1/2 of 8. The base of this triangle is 8. The height is 8 because it's a right triangle. And why is that a right angle there?
Because it's inside of a square.
It's inside of a square. Okay, so this is 1/2 of 64. And what is 1/2 of 64?
1/2 of 64 is 32.
32. Okay. So I'll have to go up here now. So half of our area is this little bit up here, which is 16 pi minus 32. Now we should do a quick little check and make sure that 16 pi over 32 is not some crazy number and is at least a positive number. Why do we want 16 pi minus 32 to be positive?
Because you can't have a negative area.
Okay, because 16 pi, that's what we think this area is here. Okay?
Well, 16 pi is definitely, it's more than 30 because pi is a little bit more than 3.
Pi is a little bit more than 3, so 16 times 3 is what?
Is 48.
Right, 16 times 3 is 48, so 16 pi is bigger than 48, and 48 minus 32 is positive. So at least this makes sense. Like if we got 16 pi minus 100, that'd be a problem. Or if we got 3 pi minus 32, that would be a problem. But 16 pi minus 32 at least seems okay. Okay? And so what is, if this is half of our area, what is our area?
Area is 32 pi minus 64.
2 times 16 pi minus 32, which is, 32 pi
minus 64.
minus 64. Now that's a very funny looking number, 32 pi minus 64, but that's our area. So this is a very complicated problem. It starts out a shape we have no idea how to calculate the area of, but we draw this clever little line in and it cuts it in half. And we notice that the top half of this area is actually something we can find the area of by computing the area of the circle, the quarter circle I mean.
Yep.
Which is pi times 8 squared over 4, 16 pi, minus the area of the triangle, which is 32. So we get half of our area is 16 pi minus 32. So our full area is 32 pi minus 64. Very tricky problem.
Whoa.
Do you understand it? Do you think you could explain that to somebody?
Maybe.
Maybe. Okay, well that was a hard problem. That's a very challenging problem, but it's a great lesson. Good job.